What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video, we're talking a little bit about the war within gold making, because I do have access to the alpha, so I have tested out every single build that Blizzard has put up for us so far. And I get a lot of questions about the war within gold making, like how is it looking, have I found any great gold farms, etc. So that is what I want to talk about in today's video. Before we do that though, big thank you for all the support on the 0 to 10 million gold guide, which you can now get for 50% off using the discount code STUDENT. And just know that this gold guide will get all updates for the best farms in the war within completely for free. So if you already have the guide or you want to pick up the guide right now, you will automatically receive the updated version sent directly to your email. Now, if you already have the gold guide, you can consider signing up to the VIP Discord. It's pretty much like a Patreon where you support me as a content creator, but you also get a bunch of exclusive stuff on top of that. So you get access to all my YouTube videos before they go public on YouTube. And you also get spreadsheets, investments, gold tips, and much more, all like gathered in one place on a separate Discord server. So you can find that link down below in the description. But the war within, how is it looking so far? First of all, I already mentioned that in like one of my first war within videos, and that is the class. Everyone knows I play a druid mainly. Druids are the best gold farmers. They have been for pretty much every expansion, and that doesn't seem to be stopping right now. Like druids and their talent tree and their hero talents, it is looking extremely good. Like I've done some solo farms in the war within just to kind of see how it feels, how many mobs I can pull, and there's pretty much no limit to it. Like druids are absolutely insane. So everyone that had a question about which class they should level first, if their main focus is on gold farming, then yeah, druids will definitely be the king once again, which makes me very happy as I really enjoy a druid. Now, second of all, finding farms on the war within. Now, every single build has opened up a new zone, and each zone has had some very promising mob farms that I've seen. However, though, it's very frustrating trying to find gold farms this early on in the alpha build. The reason for that is that no mobs have a proper loot table. Like in some cases, you can kill, let's say, a bunch of elemental mobs and they don't drop anything. It's very normal, but then you don't know what they can drop. You don't know how frequently they drop it, so it's very hard to get numbers to compare like one farm versus another farm. Makes it extremely tough. It's the same thing for like hyper spawning cloth farms, for instance. That could be like hyper spawning epic BW farms, but we don't know if there's epic BWs in the game because there's no loot table. We don't know if every humanoid mobs drop cloth as they should. And it's just the biggest issue is comparing one farm to another. So what I have found really successful so far is that on the alpha, I've tested and I found like a lot of really good skinning farms, because you can tell if a mob is skinnable or not by just looking at it when it's dead, right? So, but the question is, like, do the mobs also drop some kind of meat that could be really good? Because historically speaking, in Dragonflight and also in Shadowlands, the best skinning farms were the best skinning farms because they also dropped really good meat that would be used for cooking. So you want to kind of want to combine those two. So yeah, I did find a lot of good routes for skinning, which will obviously be made YouTube videos about and also added to the gold guide. But there could be better farms, and that could be very hard to discover this early on in the alpha build. There's also, as I said, a bunch of really good like cloth farms that you can do. But the cloth farms, the only thing you can really check is, do the mobs hyper spawn, yes or no? And once you figure out like if the mobs hyper spawn or not, like you know that it's a very high or good contendant for being a good farm, but you can't tell for sure because there's no loot table. So yeah, the biggest issue is finding the best locations. Like it's easy to find a lot of good spots, but the best one though, it's like in every single expansion you have a location that will yield you 9,000 mob kills an hour in a group. But then you have a bunch of spots that gives you 7,000, 6,000 mob kills, 8,000 mob kills. And you obviously want to do the best ones. And that part is very, very hard to do. So what I've been doing is I've just been running around in like every single location in every single zone, and I've tried my best to find like the best farms where I notice that the mobs do in fact hyper spawn, and then I've taken screenshots, I've written it down, so hopefully in like a later build for the War Within, I can go back to these locations and actually check out and see like how the drops are, if the loot tables are good. I mean, Blizzard even has like Dragonflight placeholder items. So like when I kill some of these humanoid mobs here in like this bonus objective area, they hyper spawn like crazy. Like this would be an insane farm in the War Within. But they dropped like Dragonflight cloth and gray items from Dragonflight and nothing else. But it was a very, very good spot, and it's like one of those spots that you instantly recognize, like, oh, this reminds me of that insane farm from Shadowlands, or that really good farm from Dragonblight. Like, shit is going to be absolutely insane in a 2x4 group, but there's no loot table, so you can't tell for sure. One thing that is certain, though, is that I will keep on testing these locations, write them down, so I have a lot of data. So when I can, and hopefully when a lot of you guys also have access to Alpha, I can group up with some of my viewers and we can give it a proper test so that when the expansion launches, I will know every single gold farm there is and which ones is best. So whenever one farm gets nerfed, I have a lot of options to do after that. That's typically what happens is like the absolute best and complete broken farms, they usually don't even make it to like the expansion release. And then the extremely good spots, they make it, but they quickly, historically speaking, they've quickly been nerfed, and you had to move down the ladder of gold farm. So it's very important to be early on the best locations. But yeah, so far, loving the alpha for the War Within. The only thing is, like a lot of the things in the alpha don't really interest me that much. Like, I don't care about running the new dungeons, for instance. And I don't care about testing a lot of the other classes. I care about gold making mainly, so the professions have been interesting. Testing gold farms have been very interesting, but I can't wait for us to get deeper into the alpha and also the beta, where we can easier test the gold farms. With that being said, though, that's pretty much it for this video, so thank you all so much for watching. And don't forget to check out the VIP Discord and the 0 to 10 million gold guide with the links down below in the description. And I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye bye.